Light is Britain's far-right conspiracy theory paper spreading hate and vicious lies. No, that's what the BBC say. The Light is the only national newspaper bringing you the real news and informed opinion on what's really going on today. You can subscribe, order copies, submit articles, and read back issues on our website, thelightpaper.co.uk, and see for yourself why the establishment are so worried about the uncensored truth getting out to people every month. The Light Paper. Not far right, just right so far. thelightpaper.co.uk.
Scene script. Have you ever pondered the idea of financial independence and early retirement? The notion of not having to clock in at 9 or wrestle with the daily grind? Imagine a life where you're not shackled by financial obligations or a demanding job. It's not an impossible dream, but a reality for those who embrace the FIRE movement. That's financial independence, retire early. Consider the tale of Jane, a woman in her early 30s. Jane was an ordinary person living an ordinary life. She had a 9-to-5 job, a mortgage, car payments, and a lifestyle that was comfortable but hardly extravagant. And like most people, she dreamed of a life where she didn't have to worry about money. Jane decided to make a change. She began by cutting back on non-essential expenses, saving as much of her income as possible. She invested wisely, focusing on assets that generated passive income that didn't require her to trade time for money. Slowly but surely, Jane began to build her financial independence. She was still working, but she was no longer living paycheck to paycheck. She had a safety net, a cushion that gave her the freedom to make choices based on what she wanted, not what she needed. Fast forward 10 years, Jane, now in her early 40s, had achieved her goal. She was financially independent. She had enough passive income to cover her living expenses, and she no longer needed to work to survive. She was free to retire early, to spend her time as she pleased. Jane's story may seem extraordinary, but it's not unique. It's the story of anyone who has embraced the principles of the FIRE movement. It's a tale of discipline, of sacrifice, and of a relentless pursuit of financial independence. To summarize, the key points discussed today revolve around the idea of financial independence and early retirement. It requires discipline and sacrifice, cutting back on non-essential expenses and saving as much as possible. It involves investing wisely, focusing on assets that generate passive income. But most importantly, it requires a change in mindset. It's about seeing money not as a means to buy things, but as a tool to buy freedom. It's about understanding the true value of time and the freedom that comes with not having to trade it for money. This is the essence of the FIRE movement. It's not just about retiring early, it's about achieving financial independence, about gaining the freedom to live life on your own terms. Like Jane, you too can embrace the principles of the FIRE movement and embark on a journey towards financial independence and early retirement. After all, the only thing standing between you and your financial freedom is you.
Ever wondered how much you'd need to save to achieve financial independence? The answer lies within the mathematics of a concept known as FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The most essential number in your journey to financial independence is calculated by multiplying your annual spend by 25. Notice the emphasis on annual spend, not annual income. This calculation is based on the principle that you need £300 invested for every pound you wish to spend each month in passive income. Hence, your FIRE number is also your monthly spend times 300. This mathematical principle is founded on the 4% safe withdrawal rate, as defined by financial advisor William Bengen. He proposed this rate after analyzing the S&P 500, which typically produces an average of better than 10% growth per year when studied over a period of approximately 30 years. Bengen considered factors such as inflation and market volatility. After studying previous market activity, he concluded that a 4% rate of withdrawal per year would provide for a 30-year sustainable portfolio in the vast majority of cases. So to paint a clearer picture, if your monthly spend is £1,000, then your target for financial independence is 300 times 1,000, or £300,000. Alternatively, if your annual spend is £12,000, your financial independence target is 25 times 12,000, which also equates to £300,000. The first step in planning your financial independence, therefore, lies in understanding your monthly and yearly expenditure. Without this knowledge, it is impossible to take further strides towards your financial freedom. In summary, the mathematics of FIRE revolves around the principle of multiplying your annual spend by 25 or your monthly spend by 300 based on the 4% safe withdrawal rate. Knowing your monthly and annual spend is crucial in determining the amount you need to save to achieve financial independence. Armed with this knowledge, you can then plan your journey towards financial freedom. Remember, the journey to financial independence is not a sprint, but a marathon. Embrace the mathematics of FIRE and take the first step towards your financial independence today.
Good morning, guys. It is 7:59 on Tuesday the 5th of May 2026, and just a quick look at the figures before the market opens. The previous close was up almost 1%, 0.93 at close. I believe that was Friday, and the portfolio value is sitting at 34,300. There is a return on investment of 34.9%. There are 340 shares in the portfolio with an average purchase price of 74.81. Now the figures are about to reset for today's trading. Just before we go any further, let me point out that we've completed 4 years and 5 weeks now of this roughly 8-year FIRE journey, or FIRE experiment if you prefer. And before we have a look at the notifications, let me just draw your attention to Monzo.
I want a bank that makes money easy.
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
And you are?
We're a bank called Monzo.
Oh.
I want a bank that shows me what I spend instantly.
No problem, just give us a go. See?
Can you make splitting bills easy?
Super easy, check this out.
But it's a real faff to sign up.
It takes less than 10 minutes.
Race you.
You're on.
Can I talk to a real person 24/7?
Of course.
Even now?
Yep.
Even now?
Anytime.
Can you tell me when I'm running a little low on cash?
We certainly can.
Cool. Can I afford these?
You certainly can't, sorry. Can't afford that either.
That's a real shame.
Not really. Time's up, how'd you get on?
It's a draw. Can you help me save for my next holiday?
Oh, how about you set up a savings pot in the Monzo app called Barbados, baby?
Thanks for listening, Monzo.
We're all ears.
We can go now.
Rude. You make Monzo Monzo.
Okay, as you probably noticed, there are affiliate links in the description for the video. There's one for Monzo, obviously, and another one for Smarty Mobile. I use both companies, and I find they're good to deal with. They're responsive, and their platforms work well. Now, that said, I haven't seen any market movement just yet. Bear with me. Oh no, here we go. Things have just shifted there. So let's have a look at the notifications as things stand. So biggest stocks before earnings: Palantir, Duke Energy, Pfizer, PayPal and Shopify. Logistics giant Slide, UPS down 8%, FedEx down 6%, as Amazon opens its supply chain network to other companies. Coinbase is up 4% as the US Senate reaches a breakthrough on stablecoin yield rules. eBay up 5% after GameStop launches an unsolicited $55.5 billion bid to acquire the e-commerce giant. And then there's a thing there about market holidays from a week ago. I presume that related to yesterday. Let's open it anyway just to double check. So yes, the UK closed yesterday and also coming up on May the 25th. Right. Those are our notifications then. Regular viewers to the channel will know that each week I invest 120 theoretical pounds into the market. Theoretical because this is the Vanguard trading. This is the Trading 212 practice platform, and we're investing in the Vanguard S&P 500 exchange traded fund. So whilst this money here is not real, the market data is, and the only difference that I've been able to spot between the practice platform and the actual real side of things is that no dividends are paid in the practice environment. But other than that, all other things remain equal. So at today's current price, £120 should buy us roughly 1.1 shares. Let's submit our order. Now, just when I think about it, it's possibly worth pointing out that on Trading 212, in contrast to some of the more traditional brokers, you do not have to buy full units of stocks. So in other words, you can buy fractional amounts of shares. That's not a problem. They will process those trades. Okay, so I have submitted our buy order, and we got 1.18 shares for that. So just a look-see where things are at. So the market has actually risen significantly on opening, up just over, almost 1.5%, 1.17. At the current time, there's every possibility that could completely reverse by the end of trading, but interesting that things do appear to be moving in that direction at this time, particularly after such a large increase on Friday. Sometimes sentiment can change over the weekend, but it doesn't appear to have been the case this time. So as things stand, the portfolio is now worth 34,500. The return on investment is just over 35%, nearing a 9,000 positive return, and the portfolio contains 341 shares. The average purchase price is up slightly to $74.90. If we scroll on down to have a look at the actual statistics here, you can see that the daily high is the exact same figure as the high for the 52 rolling week period. So in other words, the figure that we're seeing at present, 101.17, it is the highest point that the market has seen to date, and that's quite interesting in the current political environment, but nevertheless, that's where things are at. Okay, I think we have pretty much covered all the points. We've had a look at the markets, we've seen the notifications, we've done this week's investment, and we've observed the fact that the market is at its highest point that we have seen in recent times. And with that said, there is really nothing more for me to do other than to thank you for watching, to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you're interested in following the journey, and if you particularly like this one, why not give it a thumbs up. I stream every week, and I will be back therefore next week with more, but in the meantime, have a good week, and hopefully see you then.
Woke up one morning, saw the world in a new light. No more 9 to 5, I'm living my own fight. I got a plan that's simple, a number game to play. It's the freedom that I'm chasing, I'm walking away. They said it's impossible, just a dream so far, but I've learned to count the cost. Now I'm driving my own car. I don't need a mansion, don't need a fancy name. I've got peace of mind and I'm free from the daily grind shame. It's not magic, it's maths, it's a clear-cut path. Building wealth day by day, it's all about the craft. I've got my numbers straight, my future's looking bright. No more working for a paycheck, I'm free to take flight. It's not magic, it's maths, it's the way I live. Financial freedom's waiting, with all that I can give. I cut back on the clutter, I got my spending in check, investing in my future, no time for regret. The years go by faster, my money's working too. I got a plan that's steady and it's seeing me through. They said I couldn't do it, said it wouldn't last, but I'm retiring early, leaving all that stress in the past. I'm building my empire, brick by brick. The math's all adding up and it's working real quick. It's not magic, it's maths, it's a clear-cut path. Building wealth day by day, it's all about the craft. I've got my numbers straight, my future's looking bright. No more working for a paycheck, I'm free to take flight. It's not magic, it's maths, it's the way I live. Financial freedom's waiting, with all that I can give. It's the power of the numbers, that's where I stand. I'm taking control and I got the upper hand. No more chasing time, no more chasing fear. With the maths in my favor, my dream is crystal clear. It's not magic, it's maths, it's a clear-cut path. Building wealth day by day, it's all about the craft. I've got my numbers straight, my future's looking bright. No more working for a paycheck, I'm free to take flight. It's not magic, it's maths, it's the way I live. Financial freedom's waiting, with all that I can give. So head to the future, here's to the plan. Financial freedom, it's all in my hand. It's not magic, it's maths, and it's mine to take. A life of freedom, no more decisions to make.